shop is looking a little disheveled. Must mean that we're working on something. So in this video, as I said, I was gonna work on getting these accessories on here. So goal is to obviously get the water pump on first. So I just kind of clean these up, put a little paper towels in here, and then clean the surfaces up, and did the same thing on here and kind of clean it up a little bit. So I'm gonna get this mounted up and then start mocking up the rest of the accessories, and we can see where everything lands, see if we need to drill any holes. For the most part, it looks pretty straightforward. You know, obviously this is off a stock car, so it shouldn't be anything too custom. And I'll get this on here and we'll see where everything lands. So a little more simple to put these accessories on than I thought. So obviously you have this big cast bracket that bolts directly to the cylinder head. No need to drill the block or anything, so super easy to put these C5 accessories. These are like LS1 accessories onto a 5.3 block. So everything's drilled, and then obviously alternator goes up here, tiny little power steering pump right here, the reservoir, and then this does have basically a pulley that's not on here yet. I'm gonna wait until I have you know, everything routed for the actual line that goes to the box, and then I can put the pulley on. I think that's kind of how it was manufactured. And then you have your idler up here, or idler here, tensioner up here, and definitely sounds a little rough, both of them do, so I'll get new ones of those. And then I just gotta pull that harmonic dampener on there, and then once it's in the car and the pulley is on the power steering pump, I can get a belt. So I'm not running AC in this car, but I definitely want to get the heater working. So you know, on here someone basically blocked it off. You can see it's kind of blocked off, so I'll need to find a box to get that working. But looks really nice. You can see it's kind of up and out of the way, the alternator, but it's still about level with the top of the intake. And now what I'm going to work on, just moving on from that, super simple, I don't think I need to dwell on that too long, is working on this Hurst shifter. So I'm going to put you on the time lapse as I kind of peel this thing apart. I'm going to take it, you know, all apart, and this is the shifter for this Muncie, and I'm going to rebuild it. So it should be kind of interesting. If you've never seen the inner workings of one of these shifters, they're kind of rudimentary, but also kind of a cool piece of technology, since the linkage is external versus a lot of modern transmissions being internal. So that's what I'm going to get to work on. Wish me luck. For those of you that haven't seen these types of shifters, so they basically have these external linkages. This one's reverse, this one's first and second, and this one is for third and fourth. So it's basically has gates, and once it's all lined up, you can see this notch right here. That's what tells you when they're all in line, basically meaning that you can go in between the gates. So it should be all adjusted, but I'm going to take it all apart. I'm basically just going to take the rods off, and I am getting some hardened steel bushings for these, so it's nice and tight. But you basically just take these little clips off. I'm getting new ones, but take those off, and then the rods come out. Basically do, I think, reverse first, and then just go up. And then I'm going to leave this in the parts washer, and then I'm going to go get a little setup to basically expand this. So should be pretty simple. Take this apart. You know, obviously I looked at a video online, so I know what I'm doing. Shifter's out of the bath. So what I'm doing now is putting this in here. I'm basically going to hit this pin out of here. It comes out on this side. So that's like almost like the wrist pin of the shifter, basically what it pivots on. And then I'm gonna take these bolts out, the stops, and then I'm gonna separate this thing, and then it should all basically come out the bottom. So this worked to expand it, and then I basically dropped all the stuff out of here. I did have to take this nut off of here and the little plate, but for my own memory, and I guess for everyone else's, this is how it comes apart. So first plate goes this way. Second arm goes that way. Third arm, or third piece, goes this way. Move this over here. You definitely want to keep track of the way this goes, so that's why I'm kind of videotaping it. And then this one comes off here. So everything inside here is pretty dirty, and this is the actual kind of lever itself. And definitely could use some cleanup and then some greasing, and then it should work perfect. Got everything cleaned up in the parts washer, so it comes out really nice. They have some sort of coating on here, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm gonna basically grease up all the surfaces that slide. You know, it'd be kind of these shifter arms and then also some of this other stuff. Make sure it's gonna lubed and put this back together. So I'm gonna do that, and then once I have it all back together, we'll take a look. Got it back together, so it came out really nice. It's easy to put together. You know, you don't have to really use the separator to get this plate in. You can kind of just use a screwdriver and wedge it in there. So still need to clean up kind of the bolts. I might get some, you know, nice grade 8 ones to go along with the new rebuilt shifter. And then on these, you know, these are the rods that basically actuate, you know, the actual shifter forks. So I'm going to clean these up in the parts washer. And then once that's done, I am waiting on just a couple more parts before I can finalize the Muncie. So what I'm going to transition to now is I'm going to start taking the differential out of the car. I need to weld it. And also I think I want to find like a V6 one from a, you know, 4th generation F-body, because those, I think they're a little wider, and it comes with the disc brakes, which I'll need for a hydraulic e-brake. And I'll also have that open differential, so then I can just weld it and we'll be on our way. I don't need the limited slip one from like a Z28. So I'm probably gonna jack this thing up, you know, supported by the frame, and then get to taking it out. Wish me luck. Welcome to the underside of Randy. So you can see this is kind of the torque arm suspension. So it's got a big torque arm that goes up to the transmission cross member, and I did find one on Marketplace for 400 bucks. It's for a T5, but for the Muncie, I just need to move the mount forward a little bit, and that'll you know, basically take the place of this one. And it also comes with the cross member that goes up here. Figured I'd take a few minutes to show you what I got. So this is the main torque arm that takes the place of that stock one. This is the cross member, pretty nice. It comes with the drive shaft tube. So basically all I have to do for this area right here is cut this off and move it forward a couple inches, and that'll match the mount for the Muncie. So I have the steel and I have the fab skills, so no big deal on that. And then these are some adjustable control arms, and this is that 4th gen gas tank. So probably in another video I'll be covering putting that one in. Definitely a little bit involved, given that it's something from a later car that's going in an older one, but just wanted to show you those parts that goes up here. A nice Spone one, so it should be good. You know, I'm gonna get to work probably taking this panhard bar off and just, you know, going through all these bolts. I'll probably hit them with a little bit of penetrating lubricant just to get them loosened up. Got some parts out of the car. So big one is the torque arm, the other is the panhard bar, and then the sway bar. Definitely some of the bolts didn't want to come out, so I have it pretty much most of the way there. Got parking brake cables off, and now what I need to do is just drain the fluid out of the diff. You know, it's kind of leaking, so I don't want it to keep leaking in the garage. I did end up cutting the brake line, and then I have the bolts loose on the trailing arms, and then really the only thing holding it up is the shock. So you know, basically I'm going to put the jack underneath it, jack it up, undo the shocks, and then let it down slowly. So it shouldn't be long until I have this out of here. Out she comes. Whoa. Got the old diff out of here. On there. All right. Kind of a beast. We got it. Differential is out of there, so definitely, you know, a bit of work to get that out, but you know, good to have it out. And then I'm going to put this on Marketplace. I want to find a 4th gen differential that has disc brakes. I need one that's just an open differential so I can weld it, or I might find, I'm not sure if the you know, V6 ones have the disc brakes that I need, so need to do a little research, but this one's going to go. I did get, you know, as I said, a nice Spone torque arm setup, so that's going to be sweet. And then next step is going to be to remove the fuel tank from here. So I got a 4th gen fuel tank, and since those came with LS1s, I think it's from like a Z28, basically they're all compatible. with the old motor over there. So I'm gonna have to, you know, do some work to get that in there. And I do want to make a little hole in the floor so I can get to the fuel pump in case I ever want to upgrade it. And I don't know if I showed you guys, but I did get this all painted inside here. Looks really nice. Was total project. I basically made, you know, half the shop, put some visqueen up and moved the heater over here. But I got that done. I had it all sanded and everything. I'll put some pictures of it right here, right now. What is up? So been doing a bunch of work prepping for this thing for paint. Kind of dying in here. I created a kind of a paint booth within my garage here. So I'm gonna get to spraying this. I don't think I'll get to time lapse that everything's kind of on that side, but I will show you kind of the finished result. This is what it looks like all prepped. Should come out really nice with the satin black. You know, kind of masked off everything to protect the paint a little bit, and it's gonna be definitely kind of a doozy doing all these bars, but it should come out really nice. So it came out really nice. Totally a bunch of work, but looks really beautiful when it's all painted black. And you know, all the floor is painted now. So never that good at wrapping up these videos. So I think I'm gonna do the 4th gen tank in another video. I think this one has plenty of content. So appreciate you watching. Wish me luck finding a diff, and we'll catch you soon for that 4th gen swap. I might just make a good video out of it to kind of explain to everyone what I did, because I know, you know, these cars are becoming a bit more popular and people are going to be doing these swaps in the future. Appreciate you watching. Have a good one. Hey, thanks for stopping in at the Phantom Motorsports YouTube channel. If you like what you saw, give me a big thumbs up, and hopefully you're leaving with a bigger smile than you came in with.